What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It is your number one YouTuber, Alpha Patman the Gamer. You know everybody else is lamer. And today, as you can read from the pic that you're seeing on screen, 5 tips for Stickman Warriors, Super Dragon Shadow Fight beginners, or noobs, as I can call them. Now, first of all, pros and possibly hackers. Don't laugh. We were all like this. We were all starting out in the game, but let's face it, the tutorial was bland and boring at best. It didn't teach you everything about the game. That's what this video is here to do. Now, you're all familiar with my walkthrough series, and you see me do some cool tricks that you don't know how to do. So I'm gonna teach you that today. But as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, bruise that subscribe button. Now the first thing we're gonna go through is, I feel like it's a bit of a glitch, but it's an infinite combo type of thing where it is very devastating. You tap the attack button 4 times and then immediately tap the key blast button. It's gonna take a while to get used to, so it needs a bit of practice. As you can see in the replay, this move is very simple to get a hold of when you practice it in training, and it is very devastating. If this game goes to PvP, then yeah, I see a lot of people using this, and a lot of us, we're just gonna get lost. The top rankers are gonna be using this, and borderline, it's unblockable. And there are only 3 ways that you can actually counteract against this move. Using it against your opponent, only letting it happen to you when they have low mana, and just keep blocking, stay on the guard, cause you never know when this could happen. Now then, on to the next topic is, the way attributes work. Now I know some of you have been looking at those attributes when you're doing verses and then you're like, nah, I'll be fine. I can beat this, high level fighter with a fighter that can't even transform. But that's not how it's gonna work. As you can see here, me evading is a tactic I'm talking about right now. Don't do that, because as you can see how he devastates you, especially in online when people are gonna be using a lot of the strong characters. And yeah, it's gonna be really tough if you're gonna be using a little character. If online comes. I don't think online is gonna come, but if this game ever goes online, I hope you take this into mind. I wish this game would go online. It's such a good fighting game. But as you can see, you can evade. Very important to evade. And the reason why evading is very important is because it's much better than blocking when you do it right. Because when you block, it doesn't really neutralize the damage. As you can see the replay here. When you block, you only deal 5% of the attack. And if you're trying to run down time, then that's not gonna work. So you need to be able to know which attacks you can evade and which attacks you can't. You can evade Gomu's Kamehameha and Jita's Final Flash, but it takes perfect timing and a bit of luck. But other attacks like balls and all that kind of stuff, they're easy to evade. Now this tactic that I'm using right here is where you just keep moving to avoid the key blast, because key blast can be really annoying when you're trying to harvest your mana. And it's also wasting the opponent's mana, so there's that. Now then, on to the next tactic, which is the simple stand your guard. You basically, this is good for beginners to learn so that they can get the hang of timing your blocks and getting those last minute hands up moments. It's just staying in one spot, waiting for your opponent to attack, block them, and then they'll be vulnerable because they'll freeze for a bit, and that's when you can attack. And you can also use it to charge up mana. But there is a certain fighter where that's not gonna work. The fighter I'm talking about is Carrion, because as soon as he finishes a combo, he's immediately back to normal stance. He's back to his normal stance. And then yeah, that's not gonna work with Carrion. But against mostly, if not all other fighters, then this works out really well. So that you can basically learn the fundamentals of like combos and stuff. Now then, we would be moving on to the next fundamental, the next tip. Now then, this next tip is for the noobs and pros alike. Guys, to be honest now, you know that attributes on the fighters when you click versus, I mean, it's the numbers like ATK and all that. That stuff is actually important, especially HP and ATK. Because, well, as you can see in this fight, it's a bit more even. It's two of the best fighters in the game. If you want to know the top 10, watch my other video. Now then, let's talk about why this fight is a bit more even, why it's closer than, well, a fight against the strongest fighter and the weakest fighter. Because their attributes are almost identical, so it's gonna be a long fight. It's gonna be a tough fight because, well, they have high health pools and they have high attack and their critical is 50%. So yeah, that's why that this fight is more even. But then there's when it's best versus worst. Now, best versus worst. This is an easy topic to explain. The best fighter is almost guaranteed to win, well, if you're not a pro. So all those pros out there, don't be trying to do that if online comes out using the worst fighter thinking you're gonna top the ranks. And noobs, I'm talking to you too. So basically, look at how little health Gamu takes away even with the block. And then look at this. Transformation blocks him off, and then the damage he inflicts with that one combo. He's a very strong fighter against a weak fighter. So it's basically the equivalent of me crushing an ant with my thumb. My left thumb, of course. Alright, so we've reached the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope this video really helped you out a lot, noob and pro alike, because this game is really fun as soon as you get the hang of it. I really hope that it goes into PvP, online. But anyway, it's been fun. See you later. And remember, stay an alpha.